So I started working out back in 2015, which was quite a long time ago. It is 2026 now, so about 11 years. And I was working out at a community center, and it was called the Wellness Center. In my area at the time, there wasn't really any, popular gyms, or there weren't any really hardcore gyms. And when I started working out, it was fucking awesome. Coming from playing hockey and playing a bunch of sports, it was awesome to be in that environment and really push yourself and just consistently improve. I love the sense of progression and just getting better day after day, month after month, and actually seeing the results, right? It's amazing when you have so much input, and then as a result you get so much output, and your body, your physique, and everything is just changing month after month, right? After that, once I really started getting into training and working out, I actually started working in gyms in 2017, and it was awesome. It was really, really good. Don't get me wrong, I truly enjoyed it for a very, very long time. And I worked in gyms from 2017 all the way up to 2021, and I worked at the front desk. Later on, I got promoted as a trainer. After I was a trainer, became one of the top trainers in my region, became an assistant fitness manager of a location, and became a fitness manager of another location, which is actually the second biggest location in all of Canada. But something was missing. There was something missing. I couldn't put my finger on it, but actually I could put my finger on it, right? It just wasn't the same. When I worked out and I worked at these gyms, these big commercial gyms, I realized a couple things, right? The gym wasn't necessarily about the gym anymore. It wasn't necessarily about working out, right? Don't get me wrong. Yes, personal training, you want, your clients to get a bunch of results, this and that. But when you're working in a corporate setting, there's a lot of numbers you have to hit, and there's big budgets that you have to hit, because at the end of the day, they are a business, right? They have to be profitable. So it was very interesting that I would go to work every single day, and I worked in a gym, but a lot of the times the gym didn't really feel like the gym. It kind of felt like I was going into the office, right? For a normal corporate job. Another big thing was the environment. Don't get me wrong, working out in these commercial gyms is awesome, but the environment always felt like it wasn't serious. It wasn't very hardcore, and a lot of the people there were just kind of there because they didn't necessarily want to be there and just push themselves. It's just something that they did, right? And it was just kind of a little bit of a hobby for them. And I think that's totally fine. I think it's fine for people to have that hobby and, go to the gym and get a little bit active, get a little bit social. But I personally didn't want to be around those people. And I wanted to take my physique to the next level and do the most that I can in the gym, right? So the environment was just very low, and I felt like the standards were pretty low working out in these commercial gyms and working there. And that's a massive, massive reason why I would work in these commercial gyms and I would drive 20, 30, 40, even sometimes 50 minutes away, right, to another gym to work out. Imagine, right? I was working 80 hours a week at these gyms. So I'd go start at 6 a.m., 5 a.m., but when it was my break or it was my time to work out, I would drive, right? And I would go to another gym, which is insane, right? Because I worked at a gym. So the environment, I felt like it was never too serious. And at that age, and even now, right, you are the sum of the 5 people you hang out with most. If you're in an environment where people aren't really taking the task too seriously, subconsciously that's going to rub off on you, right? Whereas now at my gym over here, when there's a lot of people training in there, grunting, and they're truly pushing themselves, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to be the bitch in the gym, I got to really, really push myself. Even though I'm not feeling too good, I'm not feeling the best, I have to push myself, right? And the environment is like a massive, massive thing. And that's probably another big reason why we opened up this gym, is just, me running kegs, is being in that environment. And the last reason is the equipment. It fucking blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind. These gyms are multi-million-dollar locations, and you go to these gyms and they get 800, 700, 600 check-ins per hour, and they'll have 2 leg extension machines. And they'll have 2 chest press machines that aren't converging. So the lack of equipment that they had was insane, right? And I felt like they truly didn't care about the member experience or the workouts themselves, right? It was just about the people coming in. How do you have 2 chest press machines that aren't converging? Machines that just go like this, straight. How the fuck does that make sense, right? You're almost $1 billion company and the equipment sucks, right? So I don't know, it was really weird. That's why I always went to other gyms, and that's why I want to open up kind of our gym as well, because the equipment just sucks. Yeah, sure, they have dumbbells. Yeah, sure, they have barbells, but fucking every gym has that, right? So it's like, why isn't there any good pieces of equipment? And I'll kind of show you a little bit of a tour of our gym, because I've literally handpicked like every single piece, and it's taken some time. Not some time, it's taken a long time to get all these pieces of equipment. So, right, so just a little bit of a tour. We got the kitchen over here. We got these lockers, right? We don't have the biggest members. There's only friends, families, and clients come here. So over here, when we walk in the back, we have our offices here. So Ronit's office is there, my office is there, and then Kegs's. I'll actually kind of show you guys. So that's Ronit's office. This is my office here, and that's Kegs' office, right? So with the second gym, we are definitely upgrading, and the space is about 5 times the size, but this is how the gym looks, right? This is how the gym looks, and it's fucking nuts. Like, the piece of equipment that we have in here, like, we have 100 grand worth of equipment in here, and it's fucking crazy, right? I'm not just saying that just to kind of like flex, but everything's handpicked. So we got like this Strive machine. You could adjust the strength curve of this. Fucking beautiful, right? We got this nitro pull down. We got this nitro press, right? It has a neutral grip, so it's super comfortable and it's converging. We got the nitro shoulder press, neutral grip. Once again, it's converging. Then we got this incline press over here, neutral grip. Once again, it's converging, right? All this stuff fucking makes sense when you actually work out. And even the owners of the gym, I feel like, yeah, they worked out, they were active, but they didn't really train hard, right? Even here, we have this new Strive leg curl that I just got. You could adjust the strength curve. This Life Fitness row, absolutely amazing, right? We got this Cybex leg extension, amazing. Cybex adductor machine, absolutely amazing, right? We have this Star Trek seated leg curl, amazing. We have this Strive plate loaded leg extension, so you could adjust the strength curve on this. And then Cybex squat press. We got a Cybex Bravo, right? We got a Cybex Smith machine where it just goes straight up and down, fucking amazing. In the middle over here, we got a cable row and a lat pull down. And then over there, one of my favorite machines, it's a lateral raise, right? So lateral raise Jim LeCaux machine. And then we got a nitro pull down over here, a T-bar row, and a Life Fitness pec fly, right? So all these pieces, they actually make sense when you're trying to train and you're trying to build a physique. And that's by far one of the biggest reasons, right? For me, was the equipment and the environment, right? Because if I want to take my physique, what's up, Lucky? You good? If I want to take, my physique to the next level, I want the best tools possible, right? And it's hard to do that when you're just in a place or an environment where it's not really doing that for you. So yes, I would say, is this the greatest financial decision? No, right? Is this gonna increase the probability or the chances of me being successful and getting the best physique possible? Yes. And I think a lot of the times, money is cool, but it's not that important, and it's just numbers on a screen, right? It comes and goes. But that's kind of the tour of the original Flex Factory and why we decided to open up this gym and spend all this money on it. But I'm excited for the second gym. It's going to be 5 times the size, and we have 5 times the amount of pieces, and we're going to just get more and more and more stuff. But that's why I spent all this money to work out here, build my own gym, and stop working out at these shitty commercial gyms. But appreciate you guys watching if you made it this far. Yeah, until next time, thank you.